10 ways to overcome betrayal in your relationship. Betrayal. Few words cut as deeply. It feels like a dagger to the heart, shattering trust and leaving us questioning everything we thought we knew. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Choose not to be harmed, and you won't feel harmed. Don't feel harmed, and you haven't been." While this wisdom may seem distant in the midst of pain, it reminds us of an empowering truth. Our healing begins with our response. What is betrayal in a relationship? It can take many forms: infidelity, dishonesty, emotional neglect, or even the breaking of promises. Betrayal shakes the very foundation of trust and security we build with another. And yet, within this chaos lies an opportunity for profound growth. The purpose of this video is not to minimize your pain, but to guide you through it with practical strategies rooted in wisdom and compassion. Whether you choose to repair your relationship or focus on self-healing, the steps ahead are about reclaiming your power and finding peace, no matter how difficult the path may seem. Remember, as Seneca wrote, every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end. Healing takes time, and your journey will be unique to you. The scars betrayal leaves may never fully disappear, but they can become the marks of resilience, strength, and wisdom. This video will share 10 actionable ways to overcome betrayal, strategies designed to help you process, rebuild, and move forward with grace and clarity. No matter how broken things feel now, there is a way through. Stay with me as we explore these timeless truths and practical steps. You are stronger than you think, and the journey to healing begins today. 1. Acknowledge your feelings. When betrayal strikes, the storm of emotions can feel overwhelming: anger, sadness, confusion, even guilt. It's tempting to suppress these feelings, to put on a stoic mask and pretend everything is fine. But true Stoicism teaches us not to deny our emotions, but to observe and understand them. As Seneca said, "He who is brave is free." Freedom begins with acknowledging the truth of how you feel. Allow yourself the space to grieve. Betrayal isn't just a wound to the relationship, it's a wound to your sense of self, your trust, and your expectations of the future. Write down your feelings, talk to a trusted friend, or simply sit with your emotions in quiet reflection. This isn't weakness, it's courage. Only by facing the storm can we begin to calm it. But there's a key distinction. While you must feel your emotions, you must not let them govern you. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Betrayal is an outside event. Your emotions are your mind's response. Acknowledge them, but don't let them consume you. Practical steps can help. Set aside a specific time each day to reflect, whether through journaling or meditation. This creates a container for your feelings, preventing them from spilling uncontrollably into every part of your life. Remind yourself that emotions, like waves, rise and fall. They do not last forever. By acknowledging your feelings, you honor your humanity and lay the groundwork for healing. It is a necessary step, a testament to your strength. Painful as it is, this process will bring clarity, and clarity is the foundation of wisdom. 2. Seek honest communication. In the aftermath of betrayal, silence often becomes a refuge, both for you and your partner. Yet silence can be a breeding ground for misunderstanding and resentment. Honest communication is painful, yes, but it's also essential. Epictetus said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." Listening, truly listening, is where healing begins. Start by asking yourself what you need to understand. What questions are haunting you? What clarity do you seek? Then, create a space where both you and your partner can speak openly. Approach this conversation with courage and composure, not as a battlefield, but as a meeting of 2 flawed human beings seeking truth. However, honesty isn't just about speaking, it's also about hearing truths you may not want to face. Your partner's reasons for their betrayal may sting, but understanding their perspective without justifying their actions can offer insight. As Seneca wisely observed, the first step toward making the irrational rational is to understand it. Practical steps include choosing a neutral, calm moment for this discussion, ensuring there are no distractions, and setting ground rules for respectful communication. Use I statements to express how the betrayal has impacted you, such as, "I feel hurt because I trusted you with this part of me." Honest communication doesn't guarantee reconciliation, but it paves the way for clarity about your partner's intentions and your own feelings. Clarity, in turn, helps you decide whether to rebuild or release the relationship. Truth may hurt, but it is the foundation of wisdom and the first step toward peace. 3. Establish boundaries. Betrayal shakes the sense of safety in a relationship, leaving you vulnerable and exposed. To begin the process of healing, boundaries are essential. They are not walls to shut people out, but fences to protect your emotional well-being. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Boundaries help reclaim that power. Start by identifying what you need to feel safe. Is it time apart? Is it transparency from your partner about their actions? Is it a pause on certain types of intimacy while you process your emotions? Boundaries are deeply personal and may evolve as you heal. Their purpose is not to punish your partner, but to create a space where you can begin to trust yourself again. Communicate these boundaries clearly. For example, you might say, "I need you to share your whereabouts during this period because it helps rebuild trust," or "I need some time alone to process how I feel." Boundaries must be respected to be effective, so be firm but fair in enforcing them. Seneca said, "No man can have a peaceful life who thinks too much about lengthening it." Similarly, you cannot find peace if you are constantly focused on the actions of another. Boundaries shift that focus inward, giving you control over your emotional environment. Practical steps include writing down your boundaries and discussing them with your partner calmly. Recognize that boundaries are about self-respect and self-care, not control. By setting and honoring these limits, you create a framework where healing, if possible, can begin to take root. 4. Seek professional help. Betrayal is a heavy burden, and sometimes the wisest action is to seek guidance. Therapy or counseling provides a structured space where emotions can be explored and processed. As Epictetus advised, if you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. Asking for help is not weakness. It is a brave step toward improvement. Professional help offers a neutral perspective, free from the biases of friends or family. A therapist can help you untangle the knot of emotions that betrayal creates: anger, sadness, self-doubt, and guide you toward clarity. They can also help you and your partner navigate the complexities of reconciliation if that is your goal. Couples therapy, in particular, can be invaluable. It creates a space for honest dialogue and provides tools to rebuild trust. But even if your partner is unwilling to participate, individual therapy can be just as transformative. It focuses on your healing, your growth, and your future. Practical steps include researching therapists who specialize in relationship issues or trauma and scheduling an initial session. Don't be afraid to try more than one therapist to find someone who resonates with you. Many therapists also offer virtual sessions, making it easier to prioritize this step. The journey of healing is rarely a solitary one. As Seneca wrote, "No one can live happily who has regard to himself alone and transforms everything into a question of his own utility." Seeking professional help is a way of inviting wisdom, guidance, and support into your life. It is a sign of strength, not surrender. 5. Practice self-care. When betrayal leaves you emotionally depleted, self-care becomes not just important, but essential. It is the anchor that keeps you steady in the storm. As Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Practicing self-care is an act of reclaiming that power. Self-care is not a luxury, it's a necessity for healing. It's about tending to your emotional, mental, and physical well-being. Start with the basics. Prioritize sleep, eat nourishing foods, and move your body regularly. Physical health directly impacts emotional resilience. Activities like yoga, walking, or even deep breathing can calm the mind and reduce stress. Emotional self-care involves nurturing your inner world. Journaling can help you process your thoughts, while meditation can quiet the mental noise. Dedicate time to activities that bring you peace and joy, whether it's reading, painting, or spending time in nature. These moments remind you that life exists beyond the pain of betrayal. But self-care is also about boundaries, protecting your energy from people or situations that drain you. It's saying no when you need to and not feeling guilty about putting yourself first. Remember Seneca's wisdom: "As is a tale, so is life." Not how long it is, but how good it is what matters. Prioritize quality moments that restore you. Practical steps include creating a self-care routine, even if it's just 15 minutes a day. Start small. Drink a cup of tea mindfully. Write down 3 things you're grateful for, or take a short walk outside. These small acts of care remind you that you are worth the effort and that healing begins with nurturing yourself. 6. Avoid rushing decisions. In the aftermath of betrayal, the urge to make immediate decisions, whether to leave, forgive, or retaliate, can be overwhelming. But impulsive choices, made in the heat of emotion, often lead to regret. As Epictetus taught, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Pausing allows your reaction to be thoughtful, not reactionary. Healing is a process, and clarity emerges with time. Decisions made too quickly may not align with your long-term needs and values. For example, leaving a relationship out of anger might deny you the chance to fully understand what happened, while forgiving too quickly might leave unresolved wounds festering beneath the surface. Instead, give yourself permission to pause. Reflect on what you truly want and need, separate from the immediate pain. Consider journaling or speaking with a trusted friend or therapist to explore your feelings. Ask yourself questions like, what would a wise future version of myself advise me to do? Marcus Aurelius advised, if you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it, and this you have the power to revoke at any moment. By waiting, you give yourself the power to assess the betrayal from a position of strength, not vulnerability. Practical steps include setting a specific timeline for decision-making, such as revisiting the situation in a month. In the meantime, focus on self-care and reflection. By resisting the urge to rush, you honor both your healing process and your capacity for thoughtful, intentional choices. 7. Focus on rebuilding trust. If you choose to stay in the relationship, rebuilding trust is both the most challenging and the most vital step. Trust is fragile. It takes years to build, but can be shattered in an instant. However, it is not irreparable. As Seneca wrote, every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end. Rebuilding trust requires creating a new foundation, not patching up the old one. Begin by defining what trust means to you. What actions or behaviors would help restore your confidence in your partner? Transparency is often key. This might mean regular check-ins, open communication about feelings, or a willingness to share details that rebuild accountability. But rebuilding trust is not just about your partner's actions, it's also about your willingness to allow it. Both partners must commit to the process. Your partner must demonstrate consistent effort and sincerity over time, while you must be open to the possibility of trusting again. It's a mutual journey, and it requires patience, empathy, and hard work from both sides. Practical steps include creating a trust-building plan together. This could involve agreeing on boundaries, discussing triggers, or even attending therapy together to navigate the process. Keep the focus on progress, not perfection. Small, consistent actions matter more than grand gestures. Remember, trust is not just about the other person. It's also about trusting yourself. Trust that you have the strength and wisdom to navigate this path, whether it leads to reconciliation or not. As Marcus Aurelius said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be one." Embody the trust and integrity you seek, and let your actions reflect your values. 8. Surround yourself with supportive people. Betrayal can feel isolating, as if the world has shrunk to the pain you're experiencing. But as Marcus Aurelius reminds us, we were born for cooperation. Leaning on others during this time is not a sign of weakness. It's a reminder that healing is often a communal process. Surround yourself with people who truly support you, friends, family, or even support groups. These individuals can provide perspective, encouragement, and, most importantly, the reassurance that you are not alone. Their insights can help you see things more clearly, especially when your emotions cloud your judgment. Avoid those who fan the flames of anger or bitterness. Instead, seek those who foster calm and wisdom. Sharing your experience can be therapeutic, but be selective about whom you confide in. Choose people who will listen without judgment and respect your boundaries. Sometimes, even professional support groups or online communities can offer a safe space to share your journey and gain strength from others' experiences. Practical steps include reaching out to trusted individuals and setting up time to talk, even if it's a short phone call or coffee meeting. If you feel isolated, consider joining a local or virtual support group focused on relationship healing. Seneca wrote, "Friendship always benefits. Love sometimes injures." During this period, lean on friendships and relationships that nurture you, not those that drain you. By surrounding yourself with support, you'll find strength in the collective wisdom and empathy of others. Healing may be your journey, but it doesn't have to be walked alone. 9. Reframe the experience as growth. Betrayal, while painful, can be a catalyst for profound personal growth. As Epictetus said, difficulties show a person's character. The question is not why betrayal happened to you, but how you will use it to become stronger, wiser, and more resilient. Instead of seeing this experience solely as a loss, view it as an opportunity for self-discovery. What have you learned about your boundaries, values, and needs? Perhaps you've gained clarity about the kind of relationship you truly deserve. Maybe you've discovered untapped inner strength in enduring this trial. These lessons, though hard-earned, can transform you. Reframing does not mean minimizing your pain. Instead, it's about finding meaning within it. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." The betrayal may have been an obstacle, but it also serves as a teacher, guiding you toward greater self-awareness and personal growth. Practical steps include journaling about what this experience has taught you, or meditating on how it has shaped your perspective. Create a list of ways you've grown since the betrayal, whether it's increased emotional resilience, clearer boundaries, or deeper self-respect. By reframing the betrayal as growth, you reclaim power over your narrative. You are no longer defined by what happened to you, but by how you responded to it. This mindset shifts you from victim to victor, transforming pain into purpose and adversity into strength. 10. Know when to let go. There comes a time when clinging to the past does more harm than letting go. As Seneca wisely said, to bear trials with a calm mind robs misfortune of its strength and burden. If the relationship has become toxic, unrepairable, or harmful to your well-being, releasing it is an act of self-respect, not failure. Letting go doesn't mean erasing the memories or pretending the betrayal never happened. It means accepting the reality of the situation and prioritizing your peace over the attachment to what once was. Holding on to resentment or false hope only prolongs your pain. By letting go, you create space for healing, growth, and eventually something better. This step is often the hardest because it involves confronting fear of being alone, fear of the unknown, or fear of starting over. But Marcus Aurelius reminds us, it is not death that a man should fear, but he should fear never beginning to live. Letting go is not an end, but a beginning, a chance to live in alignment with your values and truth. Practical steps include creating a ritual to symbolize release, such as writing a letter to your partner, whether you send it or not, or meditating on forgiveness. Surround yourself with supportive people and focus on building a future that reflects your worth and aspirations. Letting go is not giving up, it's choosing yourself. It's an act of courage, wisdom, and love for yourself and the life you deserve. By walking away from what no longer serves you, you make room for the healing and happiness that await. Solutions and long-term strategies. As you move through the process of overcoming betrayal, the immediate steps are only part of the journey. Long-term healing and personal growth require ongoing effort, self-awareness, and intentional choices. Let's explore 3 powerful strategies to help you create a strong foundation for your future. 1. Forgiveness as a personal choice. Forgiveness is one of the most misunderstood aspects of healing. It is often perceived as absolving the betrayer or reconciling the relationship. But true forgiveness is a gift you give yourself. Seneca reminds us, "He who has injured you was either stronger or weaker. If weaker, spare him. If stronger, spare yourself." Forgiveness frees you from the chains of anger and resentment that keep you tethered to the past. Forgiveness does not mean forgetting or condoning the betrayal. It means releasing the emotional grip it has on you, allowing you to move forward unburdened. This is a deeply personal process that happens on your timeline. You may choose to forgive for your peace, even if you never reconcile with the betrayer. Practical steps include practicing forgiveness, meditation, or writing a letter to the person who hurt you, whether you send it or not. Remind yourself that forgiveness is about reclaiming your power and protecting your peace, not about their actions or validation. 2. Building emotional resilience. Betrayal can leave you feeling vulnerable and questioning your ability to trust again. To protect yourself in future relationships, building emotional resilience is essential. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." This mindset helps you regain confidence in your ability to navigate challenges and setbacks. Emotional resilience comes from cultivating self-awareness, setting boundaries, and maintaining a healthy perspective. It involves learning from the past without allowing it to define you. Practice mindfulness to stay present, focus on what you can control, and remind yourself that your worth is not determined by how others treat you. Practical steps include engaging in daily mindfulness exercises, setting small personal goals to rebuild confidence, and seeking out new experiences that expand your comfort zone. Resilience grows through action and reflection, reinforcing your strength over time. 3. Creating a new chapter. Every ending holds the seed of a new beginning. As Epictetus wisely advised, don't explain your philosophy, embody it. Whether you choose to stay in the relationship or move on, now is the time to craft a new chapter for yourself. one rooted in your values, wisdom, and aspirations. If you reconcile, work with your partner to rebuild the relationship with honesty and mutual respect. If you choose to move on, focus on rediscovering your identity, setting new goals, and creating a vision for your future. This is your opportunity to reimagine your life, free from the constraints of the past. Practical steps include defining your personal goals, whether in relationships, career, or self-development, and taking small steps toward them. Surround yourself with inspiring people and engage in activities that bring joy and fulfillment. Remember, the end of one chapter is not the end of your story. Overcoming betrayal is one of the hardest journeys you'll ever face, but it's also one of the most transformative. As you navigate the pain, remember that every step forward, no matter how small, is a victory. You have the power to turn this experience into a story of resilience, growth, and strength. As Marcus Aurelius said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. That strength is already within you. Use it to heal, rebuild, and create the life you deserve. One rooted in wisdom, trust, and self-respect. Remember, you are not defined by what happened to you, but by how you rise from it. Embrace your journey, honor your strength, and know that brighter days lie ahead. Trust yourself. You have everything within you to heal, rebuild, and create a future filled with wisdom and peace. If this video resonated with you and you'd like to see more content that empowers you to live with wisdom and purpose, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. By doing so, you'll join a community dedicated to personal growth and resilience. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss a new upload. Your journey doesn't have to be walked alone, and together we can turn pain into power. Thank you for watching, and remember, brighter days are ahead. You've got this.